catch up with the one shot if you want.
Yeah, go on then. Alright, so we're back with Mokhul after the FIBO one shot, and you heard it. We went live just as he said it. Todd is going to do an improv catch up of the one shot. He could do it in whatever character voice or just as you, whatever. But go ahead, Todd, do it.
Around, everyone, audience members, Alex, here of the one shot from which you know not of friends. We killed Lady Greenridge the dragon, and Elzeth and her ghostly kin, and the Redfoots of old shot one final Destonoric, which is not quite a word, but I'm going to add it to the dictionary, arrow straight through the slain cloven beast and fell to the ground. We met up with a gear-whirring strange creature whom I let slip to quite a bit in terms of the inner workings of some ancient magic, and killed the woman known as Nanny, or your strange stepmom of my fiancé. We slayed a wraith. Yes, that's what I did, without the help of anyone else beforehand. And now I find myself on my way back to the city of Mokhul after having fully attained my goal of saving the city single-handedly from its own fate. Aye, Chester.
All right, and
there you go.
Well, while this one shot was happening, to the northeast, just on the edge of the Yellow Desert, there was a battle happening, and our heroes, protagonists, whatever you want to call them, were fighting in this battle and helping the Dina Grave Warden's army escape. And as the army escaped, the party decided to teleport back to Mokhul. Lineros called forth the council of what was left of the council in the city, and as the group moved through the city, they realised conscription was happening. There was a lot more soldiers on the streets, a lot more Hound brothers walking around. Makral was accosted by a soldier for carrying a corpse of a Nordrakling, and then his captain obviously shooed him away, going, how do you not know who this is? And before you backhanded and broke his jaw. Elzeth and Makral then interrogated the Nordrakling, who ended up being quite a good guy. I think he was called Eric. He was just there for the ale and the bitches, apparently, and didn't actually know what the army was up to. He just knew their destination. And then from there, Elzeth deduced their plan. Alwyn was like, well, fuck this. I'm going to the marketplace and having some food and some drink on his own. And I can't remember what Maisie did. I think we were going to start this session with Maisie.
She went to the university.
That was it. And then you headed to the House of Light. No, the House of Answers afterwards. Am I correct?
Yeah, bribed the guy outside.
Mm-hmm. And when you went down, you found that there was a stall with a bunch of books open, and you were looking for
information on the King in Yellow.
Information on the King in Yellow. And that is where we will begin, as Maisie is in the dark of the basement of the House of Answers. And Elzeth is also sitting in what once was a workshop, reading the God King's books on the Yellow King. So Maisie, as you begin looking around in this basement, you see there is a lot of old knowledge stored away here. Big, thick tomes encased in old vellum that's cracked. And bound in odd types of animal flesh. And as you move around, running your hands up and down here, dust falls in whirls over the candlelight, lighting up and sending shadows down the various aisles underneath here. It's got a pleasant coolness to the basement, being that Nuneria above is scorching. And can you make an investigation check?
But she can. I'm going to use my advantage.
Do you have advantage?
I've got an inspiration for some reason here. That doesn't work in this game, does it? I've got 4 out of 4 inspiration. Can I use that?
Yeah, inspiration is spent slightly different. You can spend it normally to get advantage.
Naughty. Wow.
Okay. Double 19s, of course. Alright, so it takes you a few hours of looking around, and you are finding books and tomes. And it's only as you are collecting tomes on ancient beings and eldritch beings, and you've also found a tome and some like encyclopedia knowledge on the Far Realm, that something falls as if on purpose, as if some magical force has pushed it off of the shelf, and it slams behind you, making you jump. You turn, and there on the floor is a large scroll. As you walk towards it, it's sealed in yellow wax.
Thematic. So I guess she'll pick it up and open it.
Yeah,
right there and there she can.
Yeah, it's made of something very, very strange. It's like almost crinkly, like it's got a layer of paper on top, but the inside is like loose and floppy. And as you undo it, the seal breaks and snaps, makes an audible snap, and it unveils. It's probably about 3 foot long and about 2 foot wide, and on it there are inscriptions in an old brown ink all the way down. And the writing's peculiar to you because it's done in a fashion that's like right to left and top to bottom. So it goes down and goes all across from one side to the other. There are drawings on the side and runes, and in the centre, where all these symbols meet, is a circle of some sort. You can make an Arcana check.
Yep. Can she also read it under the assumption that Maisie can read everything?
Yeah, give me a second. Yes, and as you begin blinking in the darkness and the candlelight behind you shining forward, you hold it up, and the runes begin to switch and turn. And it begins telling tale of a prophecy of a young man born of great magical power that would one day inherit the power of the Yellow Crown. And then it passes through the circle and it says, when he comes and be the shepherd to humanity once more, this avatar would give up his freedom to give corporal form to the Yellow Crowned.
Jackpot.
But the circle in the middle, with your Arcana check, you begin reading, is a teleportation circle.
Well, shit. She folds it up really, really quickly. Pops, leaves at that point, I guess, blows out the lamp, like,
yeah.
Walks back up, walks past the lazy guard, like, your organisational system is shit. And we'll head straight for the moonlit shield.
Alright, cool. So head straight towards the moonlit shield. Elzeth, as you begin reading the God King's books, his journals and his studies, you're getting an advanced tome of knowledge on the Far Realm. Creatures beyond understanding. At one point, you come across a creature that you recognise that's common to the material plane in far reaches where rarely humanity would stand, like beholders and creatures of such. Illithid. It's got weird humanoids. It's got studies on different races and their organs. At the back, the God King has many, many journals and dates on certain divinations that he made. He makes shorthand account of his communications with what he calls the Avatar. And like they're basically describing the way that he fails nearly every single time to find said Avatar. Then at one point, it's mentioned in his journals that he was sent to find one young woman in Longinia using his magics called Maisie, and succeeded and passed the information on.
God damn it. Good thing we killed him. What an asshole.
There are other recipes as well. Certain monster parts, certain blood types, certain things like that can be mixed together to create certain potions. They all seem to be very strange. And then there's one that catches your eye, Elzeth. One particular recipe. And as you begin reading it, you realise that this thing is a biological weapon.
That's not how I was gonna blow up the Tomb of Mistral, but I might as well do that now.
It does say, like in his designs, said recipe will create a concoction. The only thing that will not be touched by is adamantine. But any inorganic material touched by it will be converted into organic material. Any organic material touched by it will be converted into its own organic material to further its own mind. What it basically is describing is creating a small life force that replicates.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing that.
No, and you can see a little drawing, a sketch of like one of those old-fashioned injection syringes that has like, you know, the huge needle on the end, and you see it's filled with liquid. And then underneath it says, original experiment on wood created creatures from the far realm, summoned them forward, twisted and warped the molecules and the atoms in the wood into living organic matter. Quickly died out without anything to feed on, he notes upon.
Jesus Christ. I hope that's not what he tried to send to Thebo.
There's others, it says tried it on stone. Stone says that it is... He says that stone's more powerful, creates a more robust creature, but the creature dies out very quickly, unable to move without further feeding. Best experiments were on prisoners. Ones that you quickly realised that you had seen underneath the moonlit shield. Said some grew ability to create webs, some grew multiple eyes, some grew multiple limbs, some phased out of existence entirely, only to return somewhere in Mokhul City completely different, maybe a monster that he had to send the Blood Knights out to hunt. It just goes on and on of these experiments he was persistent with, and he says the most successful after that was on the crystal from the Crystal Dark, Makrar's heritage, created beings of exceptional power. And it goes on to tell how he used them to create the Inquisitors.
I have no idea what to do with this information.
I didn't think you would. There are also mentionings of Dolaf in there, Gnarly Aiden. His thoughts and opinions. It looks like he originally thought of Dolaf as a kindred spirit, but then quickly found out no, he is not a kindred spirit. He is much more ambitious and much more violent than he is.
Described him as a bitch.
What more ambitious than the man who crowned himself God King?
Yeah.
Well, that's...
It also says that Dolaf now wants something that he once killed. A world of illusion that almost seemed real. And it said that the God King spoke with Dolaf, and Dolaf explained to him what he had experienced in it. He said it was once cast by a powerful entity, a being, that in his description was only just a head, but was able to do a lot through that, by manipulation and through its magic, that it created a realm that seemed real to those that had died near it. Basically creating eternal life for those that die. So that Dolaf wants this power.
Was that what we saw in the desert?
What did you see in the desert?
The orc girl.
Well, I think it's more like describing a demi-lich, isn't it?
No,
affecting a person, okay.
Yeah, what you experienced in the desert was definitely a time warp type experience.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like something you would want. She didn't seem like particularly happy about the whole ordeal.
Oh, you never know.
But
It's a
no,
bunch small.
Arnie's brought on something. It's very familiar and similar magic, isn't it? Other than that, his books have a lot of information that, for example, in gaming terms, if you want to look for something specific, Elzef, you just tell me and we can make a history check. You get it with advantage while you're looking at this, or investigations and stuff like that.
Are there any more mentions of Macy and what they try to do with her?
Okay, there are. The mentions of Maisie are more to do with the fact that she was a backup avatar. That, because the divinations have failed of the original, after he was stolen, that Maisie was to be a backup because she has half of the blood of the Neferese in her. She descends from Carsus's bloodline. It goes on to describe.
So when they say avatar, does that mean they want to dump the Yellow King into her?
It kind of felt like that was the thing. From the middle books, it mentioned that using this to bring corporeal form to him.
Well, that would be an even worse Macy. Let's not. Does it seem like they plan to have her encased in celestial prison, or was
No.
that?
It does sound like that may have been a defense system on Maisie's part. Like, get the fuck away from me. You're not having me.
And his books. Remember when he used the Watcher to like subdue the city? You know, when everyone was like floating around.
Oh, that was the Moonlit Shield.
Can you? What has he got about on that? We need to figure out if there's like these city-wide defences that he's got plugged in. There's got to be something about them in these books, aren't there? Maybe we can use in this upcoming shit show that's about to hit us.
It doesn't seem like... Well, they could probably use it against the boat people, can't they? Alright. Is there anything on defensive mechanisms of the obelisk?
Can make a history check with investigation check with advantage.
Oh, shit! He finds it written on the back cover. Explicit instructions of how to use it.
Okay, give me a second.
Basically, I just found the God King's fucking password book.
Yeah, so you pick up one of his books, and there is a small section on the studies of the Moonlit Shield, and it goes on to describe a secret weapon that fell from the sky some 300 years ago, and it came with a weird anomaly. The original sages that found it in the desert say that it came with a raving mad creature that said he was from a different planet and that he was flung through a portal that went wrong and landed there. And with it came the weapon, what he called a warhead, an arcane warhead. There goes on to be a detailed account, and there's a moment where you stop and you go, basically, fuck. And it mentions a creature very similar to something that you've been told by maybe Macra in the small hours while telling tales of Lantix and his ability to transform. One of the characters told by this raving mad lunatic seems to be very similar to Lantix. And then you look back and you see Lantix attempting so desperately to build something to get off the planet. You're smart enough to put two and two together.
You fucking joking? So Lantix was one of these as well?
Didn't you, like, camp out with him for months? How would you not notice that?
Anyway.
He could turn into different shit, but how do we know he was a fucking alien? He didn't
What
die
do you
until
mean
he was an alien.
But he just turns into other stuff?
Yeah, he can touch stuff and turn into other stuff.
You didn't think that was strange?
You've definitely seen him do this as well. He turns into a bugbear, like on the reg.
Yeah, but I thought it was like, cast polymorph.
Well, that's what I thought. All you fucking magic users are the bastard same. It's the same shit.
Alright.
Pay attention to gnomes?
The book continues on to say the Moonlit Shield has an arsenal of these arcane warheads deep underground.
Macra, we're going to the Moonlit Shield.
I think we're going to the Moonlit Shield.
I want to blow up the Tomb of Mistro.
I can't believe they've actually been... I mean, just so you know, Lantix had a card that gave him a vision, like on episode 2, or session 2, of Hadar going down to corrupt them all. They actually... this isn't me just shoving them in there for a plot point. They've always been there.
It's just
Where did Arne go?
Before we disappear to there, though,
I'm here.
see if he's got anything in these books about like what shit storms actually coming to hit us, because it'd be useful to know if there was something roughly scouted upon what's going to hit us.
Well, didn't they literally tell us their plan? Don't they want to put their god on the corporal world and then enter a permanent dreamlike state? As all existence exists in eternal bliss or something?
Right, okay. Yeah, that doesn't help us kill it, though. Like, maybe find something in there that helps us kill them.
Oh yeah, I'll just I'll look for the, table of contents where it says how to kill the god I want to summon.
Yeah, like keyword weaknesses.
Yes. definitely in there. I mean, Elsef does humor him and look for anything that would suggest.
No, funny enough, there's nothing on how to stop the King in Yellow.
Makra, just for the record, if I ever try to take over the world, you will not find any notebook that says how to stop me.
Well, with your humorous, I feel like you possibly could. You're definitely one of them to like evil monologue, give away all of your secret plans. You don't need to worry about it anyway, because Chester's definitely already written about it.
Not Chester would write about my evil. He might just figure them out of sheer luck. That
Exactly.
lunatic.
Right, shall we go gather the numpties then and go knock on the Moonlit Shield?
Yeah, just make sure to give the goddamn gnolls an evil look as you go past them. I want them to think that you might think of ransacking their home.
Makar just smiles and waves at the Knolls as we walk past.
Yeah, the Papa Knoll seems to be smoking a pipe outside and you go, alright, Macra!
Oh.
Elsef just glares.
Okay, so we'll go over to Orwin. Orwin, you've been hanging out in the marketplace, drinking in the midday sun, eating, drinking. When you're joined by a set of peoples that sit next to you. One is a Triton, and the other is human, who you recognise, Captain Amon, or Amon Casmel, as Torot, sorry, as he's now known now that he's a Blood Knight. And he looks you up and down. He says, "It's Alwyn, isn't it?"
Yeah, that's right, it is. I recognise you as well.
This is Fleetball. And Fleetball goes, "Hi."
Nice to meet you.
You, Fleetball continues, "Friends with that Chester?"
Yeah. Wouldn't say necessarily friends. I did travel with him for a while, but he's left us now.
Oh, well, he dressed fantastically last time I saw him. Gave me his number and everything. But he won't answer my calls.
Well, I think he went off on some kind of important mission, something important to him anyway. But yeah, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, he left.
The Triton Bard sighs, and then Amon says, "Look, let me buy you a drink. I heard everything that you guys have been doing lately, and it sounds like you could be doing with one."
That's why I'm here in the first place, so thank you.
And he clicks his fingers, and some jugs of cold wine are brought over. And he begins to regale his tales of what's happened after the God King's death, of him joining the Turok house, becoming basically a scarab of the house, and his important duties. And then he asks you to regale your tales of going to the world of ruin and all of that.
Yeah, he gives him a high-level overview, nothing too detailed.
Yeah, and he listens intently, and he says, see, those are the type of adventures we should be going on, Fleetbolt. Not these, ambassador missions and stuff. Hey, did you hear that the Ironbloods are back? Do you remember they got killed?
I hadn't actually. What do you mean they're back exactly?
Well, turns out that they've been back for a while now. They've just been hiding their existence. Someone resurrected them. They've appeared. Come out of the woodwork, so to speak.
Oh, and what have they been doing exactly?
I don't know. Well, Arnfer's coming back with a vengeance. Mentions Grildar's dad. Says he wants in on the council. And I believe Grildar's probably going to give up his seat for him.
Interesting.
Well,
surprised they wouldn't take 2 spaces on the council. I don't see why they couldn't both sit.
He shrugs. Yeah, it turns out that, being killed by vampires kind of spurns you forward on that part of revenge. Apparently he wants to create some initiative to finally flush out the Ajadi. And me and Fleetbolt here have, we've joined.
Oh, that's good. I suppose we probably don't want inside forces causing problems here when we've already got a lot to be dealing with.
True. They haven't made much ground in a while. Kind of like their guild has stopped.
Well, if they know what's good for them, if they know what's coming, maybe they've packed up and moved out.
Well, the reason why I've come and found you all is because you and your friends are a capable lot. I just wanted to let you know that, any time you can join in and out.
Right. We've been quite busy recently, but...
Oh, of course, and he points towards the sky. Falling star and all. Do you really think that's going to happen?
Absolutely, unfortunately. And
I'm
it's going to
skeptical.
take a lot to deal with, so be prepared yourselves, because there's no doubt you'll be involved at some point.
I'm skeptical, to say the least.
Yeah, I'd like to be, but unfortunately, there's far too much evidence pointing to the fact that shit will hit the fan soon.
Oh, I know we've got an army coming. Like, to the south, out at sea. Well, there's no doubt about that. But, a void creature? Falling from the sky? Creating chaos? Skeptical.
Right, yeah, and don't forget the army to the northwest as well.
Yeah, well, that one doesn't bother us. The Broken Empire can deal with that.
You hope.
Well, they are hundreds of miles away. And the evidence points that they're not coming this way at all.
Potentially not, and I hope they don't, but as I say, just be prepared. Anything could happen in these coming weeks.
Nods. Well, tell your friends that if they are in need of a challenge, then hunting down the Ashadi or what's left of them, that's always there. It was good to speak to you.
I'll be sure to let them know, and good to speak to you too. But I should be getting on now anyway. Thank you for the drink.
And he leaves the jug there, and you see Fleetbolt looks a bit, and he just picks up his goblet, greedily drinks what's left. A pleasure, and then bows before leaving.
Does that mean Owen's left on a table by himself?
Yeah, are you
He's
gonna?
turned up
He's
behind
stood
him and
up,
he's
so-
like, now you're alone, dearie, and you're just what I want on holiday.
Oh God! Okay.
Now, when Owen says he used to be going, he heads off.
Okay, and Laniros, you were... Can't remember the last thing you did, but I know that you had a meeting, a discussion, basically explained everything to the council, what had happened.
Yeah, that was really it. So from there, I think Linares will just try and spend some time to recover first of all, and then after that, because if I remember right, we just arrived basically and immediately had the council meeting. So I
Yeah.
retire for the day, and then the next day meet up with everyone.
All right. So is that what everyone's good to do? Or are they meeting up on the same evening?
Maisie was on her way to the Moonlit Shield, to be fair.
Yeah, Makra and Elsef were as well.
All right. No one telling Owen?
I think Elsef would pick Owen up because Owen is a big part of the plan.
Yeah, we need to gather the group. Ideally, that's what Macro's trying to do en route anyway.
Okay. Well, let's just say that the group is gathered, just for sake of brevity. We don't have to go through that whole
Kerfuffle.
Apologies, I was grabbing a drink. What do you need me for? Surely if you go into the Moonlit Shield, you'd be better off with Laniras.
Okay, let me phrase it this way. Laniras is from the Feywild and an elf, so he has centuries worth of sticks up his ass. Which makes me suppose he won't agree with the plan I will be bringing forward. You are young, human, and reckless, so I think you are more likely to agree.
Well, I'd just like to point out that I'm probably far more likely to agree with whatever Laniros says than yourself, just based on, prior things you've all said. So you're not really going the right way at the moment.
I'll take that as a maybe. You're a human, you're gonna change your mind like 5 times today. It doesn't matter.
I'm just wondering what exactly you need me for, is all I'm saying. Because, like Laniros, he's a diplomat, he's on the council, you're going to the Moonlit Shield for something, probably he's a better person for it.
Oh no, I need you afterwards because I can't be asked to walk long distances.
Gotcha. And I'll see you later. And he walks off.
Wait, can we go shopping later, please?
You're more than welcome to go wherever you please.
Okay.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still injured. I'm tired. I'm just going to relax for the day. And I'm not being the taxi service again. Maybe tomorrow.
See, he already changed his mind, human. They just... Can't make up their mind.
Alright, so everyone but Orwin is at the Moonlit Shield.
Oh no, what's Macy doing here?
Did we invite...
I'm looking for Laniros. It's like clutching a load of scrolls. Hello, is he in? Just like looks at the nearest guard. I need Lenny, please. She puts on like a really serious face. My pencil isn't sharp enough for this scroll. That guy.
Yeah,
My bedroom beige.
Yeah, the guard says, he should be finished with the council meeting or heading this way momentarily, I think.
Great. Oh, I'll just wait.
Okay, and eventually Laniros, you come across Mamie. Mamie? Maisie.
Maybe.
Sorry, I got confused.
That's right, she's a walking Mamie.
Ah, Lenny, thank God you're here. I've come across some things, but it looks like these guys have too. Is yours really important?
Excuse me?
So looking at Elza.
Yeah, probably more important than what you have, but please go ahead, waste my time.
Excellent, thank you. She like drops scrolls everywhere. By the way, the House of Answers, you've got to rein them in. They're fucking letting anyone in. She like scrolls out the holds out the scroll. I found this. It was encased in yellow wax, and it kind of jumped off the shelf on me. Actually, it wasn't really anything found at all. I don't know if you're aware of this already, but it looks like there's going to be some kind of Avatar-esque situation, some form of possession. The King in Yellow needs to take a host before he can actually incorporeally walk. You get what I mean. Anyway, I think we might already have encountered this host, and it's provided us with some information on the teleportation cycle. Look, if you look here, and the ink is just so faded that I think this was probably historically written within the period of the last 200-300 years. And actually, what's really interesting about this is it's written in a script I hadn't seen before, front backwards. And actually, if you go back round and look at it here, it looks like it has some kind of roots in some dialect of an eastern kind, perhaps maybe even Midgar or something along those lines. You see that? This is incredible, by the way. I haven't looked at this properly yet. But anyway, if I could draw your attention...
Indeed, it is fascinating. As a matter of fact, it's so fascinating that if you would allow me, I would like to have a look at them myself and process everything you've just told me. Would that be alright?
Yeah, here you go. There's one more thing. A teleportation circle in the middle. I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Right. Well, thank you very much. I'll go and study these.
You're welcome. She gives a look at Elzeth. Oh, that was more important than you, bitch.
Not really. Laniros, can you call the council people? I want to talk to them.
That's not generally how that works.
Yeah, Elzeth, that's not generally how that works.
Well, I know where the Warheads are hidden under the city, which I think is important information. And I don't think the council wants me to be the only person with that information for long periods of times.
Right, so you could share that information with me, and during the next council meeting, I'll bring it up.
Well, no, if I share it with you, you have no reason to call a council meeting, so I won't.
I thought your goal was to make sure that you were not the only person holding this information.
No, my goal was to get a council meeting, and I'm telling you I know where the Warheads are under the city, and I think the council wants this information. So desperately that they'll call a council meeting immediately.
I'd like to go to a council meeting.
I think she has alternative motives with this council meeting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just tell them where the warheads are. I want the warheads.
Oh, this is exciting. Oh, please, Lenny, please, can we call a council meeting?
He just politely nods and Maisie and then walks off.
Yes. I'm coming in. She looks at the guard. Get fat.
The polite nod was a thank you for the stuff you gave me, and then he just walks off to his chambers.
Alright, so in the Moonlit Shield, the guards do actually let Elzef and Makrar and Maisie in. They see you with Laniros. Laniros, your chambers are inside there. If you head to your chambers, it does look like you do have free reign to walk around the palace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'll just walk to my chambers and, walk in, close the door. Yeah.
Leaving the three of you free to roam.
Huh.
So the warheads are probably here, right?
Yeah, I just put the three most crazy party members alone in the Moonlit Shield, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Wanna go paint over the God King's throne?
Wanna go look at the warheads?
Right.
Yeah, I do actually.
Maisie, we need to test how quiet you can be. So we walk that direction. We'll both close our eyes. And then we'll see how quiet you are.
Right. I've got a better idea. Let's go find the super weapons. They'll be so impressed if we just bring them into the council chamber.
Fuck her, I was hoping she'd fall for that. Right, come on,
Okay,
let's go.
Maisie, let's put in multiple rules. You're not touching the super weapons.
Okay.
And we're not bringing them to the council chamber.
Look, you actually don't need to worry at the moment. I'm feeling very focused, and actually, I feel like as if I can switch things at the moment like a tap. So, if something else comes out, it's clear. It's like being on a really long carriage journey. Sometimes you fog over and sometimes you don't. I'm very clear at the moment. You don't need to worry. I can be trusted with super weapons.
That's the most untrustworthy thing she's ever said.
Well, if you ever feel like blowing one up, do it under Gorilla Ironblood's chair. Anyway.
Will do.
Maisie, you've got flying boots. Maybe keep flying. Let's go find these magical death machines.
Yeah, I mean, Elsa tries to find the underground chamber where they're hidden.
Alright, so you guys are fully aware of the God King Sanctum belief. Alwyn and Laniros solved the door, you guys went down. I mean, you head back down that area, being the most kind of viable option. And... one moment. As I load it. And as you look around, you realise it's much being kept the way that you guys had left it when you had explored it. The victims in the prison make a lot more sense to you now, Elzef, after reading those books. The wounds on their bones and things like that. And you come to the main area where you find the big scrap heap of the golems that were defeated, right? And ahead, you see the machine that he'd created out of the Crystal Dark. The crystal from the Crystal Dark. It's got the pipes heading to it. It's got all of the usual thing, and it's letting off that ever so slight yellow glow. Where you've been to the Crystal Dark and you remember them being a kind of white manor-esque colour. These are now yellow and sickly kind of looking. You look around and you do find a altar in the centre of not in the centre, just off the centre of the main chamber. It's got the yellow cloth on it, right next to the machine. And can I have investigation checks from you as you move around the lair, move around, looking around? Just...
Elsef, when you've got that ability to help us do shit, maybe you should use that once in a while.
Oh yeah, I use what's it called? Guidance.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's how you use that on me.
No, I give guidance to Maisie. Yeah, she gets +4, so 22.
Alright, so looking around, investigation check. Also, if you do find stuff that you didn't see before when you were down here, a signet ring on one of the desks. You walk over and pick it up. And inscription on it, in kind of like an old Elvish dialect, says, "To my love, forever entwined." You look up. It's got a on the front. The signet itself is the image of a sword pointing downwards. However, Maisie, while looking around the altar that seemingly had nothing on it before, you take a look at the 3 steps that lead up. Usually, it's only weird. It's quite weird that you've noticed this, but the 3rd step, like, is taller than the other 2, like as if it's built on purpose that way. Like normally it'd be equal. And as you approach the top of the altar and you place your hand down and you knock and thump, the altar sounds hollow underneath, almost like a sarcophagus.
Guys?
Yeah.
Elsep, unless you're going to find a super weapon inside the curvature of that ring, I think you want to come check this out.
Oh, I hate it when she acts like a smartass. That's my job.
Mm-hmm. And Elsef, as you walk towards the altar, you get a flash of memory from something that's not your memory. A young girl laughing, cartwheeling, you're feeling the vertigo, and then she lands on the altar, tiptoes across it, and then stamps down on the upper right, hitting a key. And as it slides, she goes, "Whoa!" And then she does a flip and lands inside, landing on a stair in the darkness. And as you walk up to it, and your memory comes back, you just remembered a slight memory from Hadar Whitehorn, the other half of your soul.
Elzef has like second-hand soul embarrassment. Then opens the secret passage,
revealing a set of twisting stone staircases that lead down.
Makra, please, after you.
Fuck's sake.
Oh my god. This is awesome. She goes first anyway.
Try
Maisie,
not
after
to
you.
trip onto a warhead.
Yeah. Hover down there, like, a couple of feet off the floor.
This is probably... I mean, the Moonlit Shield is old. This is probably old as the palace itself. There could be anything down here. This is... I'm going to show the scholars down back in Longini University. I'm going to get them to swivel on my finger. There's shit tons down here.
Why do we bring the human with us? Is it lit up down the tunnel?
No, it's not lit up.
Well, she has at least proven that she can read a book, and what she has researched does match what I've researched, so...
Yeah, and you should hear them. They sound so stuffy.
So truthfully, on the scale of can swing a hammer to can maybe help me research these things, she is more useful, Makra. No offense. No, this was offensive. I meant an offense. And Elzef takes the stairs.
There could be a, I don't know, spider down here, though, in which case, hammer away.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so as you begin... Who's going first? Sorry, I wasn't...
I think the order is
Maisie.
Macy, Elzef, Makra now.
Yeah, Macro's definitely going now. Last now, after that bombardment of insults.
Right, so as you head down, Maisie, floating using your flying, it spirals down for maybe 80 feet until you reach a portcullis at the bottom. You see that there is no lock or anything, and there's a lever on the right, like standing just there.
I presume we pull this.
I don't know, this seems suspicious.
Well, no offense. We're underneath the God King's palace in a secret tunnel that you magically open without any prior knowledge. The whole thing's a bit fishy.
Macro,
Thing.
lever.
Oh, Macro pulls the lever.
Oh yeah, let's just pull any random lever.
Alright, so you pull the lever, and then the portcullis opens with a loud clang. And as you walk in, those of you with dark vision see a large hall with... The only way I can describe it is like that scene in Lord of the Rings with Moria when they first go in. It goes on for hundreds of feet with huge carved pillars holding up this hall. And the earthen walls to your right and left are maybe 80 feet wide, and the hall just goes on and on and on. In the centre there are these long tubescent objects. About 4 of them. And there's a space on the right where one is missing.
Well, Warheads.
Warheads.
You know, Carlton Bainbridge said there was nothing underneath the palace. Carlton Bainbridge could have fucked his wife.
I want to know what these people were investigating while we were out fighting an army. Because I feel like, you wouldn't not notice warheads under the council chambers.
So,
If you do a job of this anyway.
do we take these upstairs? Let's go and knock on Neros' door.
No, we're not touching these. No one is touching these until I've, had a proper look at one.
Well, we can have one each.
What do you mean? What are you gonna do with a warhead?
We'll take it to Neros' room.
They're like 60 foot long, but
Oh, that's what Macra. I'll get one in, I'll get the other. Polymorph myself into something bigger. You, maybe.
Well, now we have assessed how many warheads there are, we can talk to the council.
Yeah, good. And we can take one up just to, prove our point. Imagine that, there are no warheads on the downstairs, we know about it, and we and we bang it on the table in front of them.
No, we're not bringing one up yet, and we're not telling them where they are yet.
How do these get out? I imagine they're not like an airship and float up. You just have to, magic them to where they're going.
Well, I wasn't there the last time it was done, I assume so.
I'll maybe have a look at them before we go to the council and say, oh,
I'm with Mac.
they go, how do they work? And then we go, we don't know how they work.
Macra, are you sure? Do you really want me to have a quick look at something that can explode and turn an entire town to stone?
Well, maybe not look at it with your fingers.
Ah.
Look at it with your eyes.
see, you are, as players, are maybe aware slightly that maybe Macra, that the reason that, and no, you would do as well, as if because you were.
Yeah, because Haida corrupted. I thought she corrupted all of them.
No, she corrupted the one that was going to go towards Finland to
so
save the people, so it didn't actually blow up in a fiery mass.
Oh, so the remaining ones are just blow up warheads.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, they don't look corrupted like you see in your memories. Like a kind of hazy, fey green magic running through it.
I mean, Elsef has a quick look if there's a firing mechanism somewhere there to get those out of the Moonlit Shield, or if these are just standing there.
Alright, you can make an investigation check.
I'm gonna guidance myself. Might as well make use of this at the end of the campaign.
Yep, why
Did
not?
not know you could guide yourself. That was very
Hey.
Alright, so you notice there's
there
no
you are.
firing mechanisms, however, there are some sort of mechanical or illusionary based touchpads on each one. There, as you walk near, you hear whoop, and it opens up, revealing a console.
Whoa.
Well, this is interesting. I assume that the console is written in moon runes, or
Yeah, it's written in what you can see, what you see in Stargate, basically all those runes flying around.
Nicey, come over here, read this with your nonsense side.
Yep.
Can we just use one now, just see what it does?
It blows up Macra.
It requires some sort of key to use, by the looks of it. Maybe it doesn't say what the key is.
Maybe.
Basically, it just says that it's. It doesn't say what it is, what the key is. It just says it's requiring basically authentication from.
Needs authentication. It looks like a code of some kind.
Elsef tries the signet ring.
Just
Yep.
about to say, that ring you used.
Yep, all of the red illusions turn blue, then green. And maybe you see a console of writing appear. And it basically says attunement required, basically.
You're going to need to attune to this if you want it to work. Look, that signal there with that one. When you combine the two mean bond.
Maisie, if you want to go further exploring, you will need to make an Arcana check.
Will do.
What?
Fuck me, this is exciting.
No, it's not exciting. I don't think we should be doing this in a brief moment before I have a council meeting.
Give me a moment. My foundry just
close together.
Sorry, Odd?
I was just kicked out of foundry. Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
That's okay.
I'm coming back in. I'm on my PC that isn't actually slow. Otherwise, we'd have had no hope. Arcana, yeah?
Yep.
Fancy giving me a bit of that there, I'll take another inspiration. Anyway.
Elsif is also proficient in Arcana. She helps, so you have advantage. And I'm gonna use guidance again. Another one.
17.
17.
Alright, 17. You quickly realise there are multiple options here, Maisie. They're not just magical super weapons. There's like a whole console command of absorbing them, using them as resources. It looks like it's got the ability, once attuned, to, it says, revitalise and empower a subject.
Okay, so looks like there's multiple functions to these. And may I, for a moment? She just says that to Elzef and Macro at large.
May you what?
I'm just going to press something.
What does the button read you want to press?
This looks like some kind of absorb function. Looks like we can maybe potentially transport it that way.
So what, you read the word absorb and you think to yourself, wow, this is gonna help me transport the warhead.
Well, that rune is... Yeah, it roughly translates as absorb, hide.
Also, if casts Resilience Sphere, yeah, please press the button.
Oh.
Okay. Do you want to get in that, Nakra, or are you
It's a one-person sphere.
not a pussy?
Desperately to get inside and cannot fit.
Get in that bitch ball. Boop! She presses the button.
Macross stands behind the resilience sphere.
Yeah, okay, so as you press the absorb function and both of you, like, flinch, it then says, are you sure? This will destroy the super weapon.
It says it'll destroy the weapon.
Also breaks the sphere. No, we're not destroying one of those things right now.
We've got plenty of them. Do it.
Okay,
There's 4!
okay, Nakra, thanks. Bloop!
Alright, so you press yes.
Yeah.
Alright, there's a moment where all of you see the kind of shimmering arcane energies inside begin depleting. Maybe you don't feel any different. And then it gets to maybe 99%, and then there's a failure as it like just kind of feels back up. Attunement required, a voice rings out.
Oh, you did it.
Cool.
Why on earth did the people who are in charge of this protect this thing so poorly that these people can be doing this kind of shit and not a single word goes wrong? Don't they employ a single wizard? What the hell?
I'll start attuning and give this a little bit of a play around. How about we go... or should we just go call a council meeting? Look, the Neros has gone to bed. Surely we can just, ring a bell or something.
Okay, I'm thinking about this, Macy.
Right, you are.
Now that I've told the Neros about it, the people at the council probably want these warheads, right? They're not just gonna give them to me. So what if we only found one warhead?
And then we accidentally used it, and you absorbed it.
No, Makra, there's 4 of them. I said we found one of them. We each get one.
How about we absorb one each? And then we take one up and we're like, look what we found.
Why do you keep wanting to take this up? It's a warhead.
Right,
Okay, well-
no, yeah, I was just going to... Oh, yeah, I guess they're going to come down here and check how many warheads there are. I was just saying we lie about how many there are. We accidentally absorbed one and there's none left. But they'd come down
Also,
and check, wouldn't they?
No offense, Elder. Where are we going to put the one that we don't absorb?
Well,
we
we give it to them.
We can't
Yeah,
put it
we'll
in
have
a
the
well
council
shop. It's a smoking ruin.
Just
We can-
attune
we-
to it and then absorb one, and we'll see what happens.
What are we going to do? Put it in the wreckage and hope the gnolls don't take it?
No, the last one that remains, they can have, and then I argue with them to use it to blow up an army.
Yeah, they probably will do that. But absorb one now anyway, just because,
I'm just thinking, if there's 4 of them, they'll consider their option. Oh, which country gets a warhead? Oh, does Longinia get a warhead? No, that's stupid. We want the
Good
warheads.
idea.
I want to blow stuff up with the warheads, so we are absorbing the warheads.
Well, do you need an idiot's guide on how to attune to things? I've got one in my pocket somewhere.
I love that Laniros had the chance to actually
Tuning
babysit. He had the chance to babysit, but he just thought, they'll be fine. They're never fine, are they? They're never
Yeah.
fine.
The insane artificer told you she knows where the warheads are and she wants a council meeting, and you left her alone in the Moonlit
Well,
Shield.
my presumption was that the council would already know about these and that they'd be warded and everything.
Blackguard unattunes to Cord's Thundercock and starts to tune into the machine.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I started tuning as well. I've got a slot.
Oh my god.
Elsef gets her own.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
I'm unattuning from a ring of protection.
Oh my god. TM visibly panics.
Before Elsef does this, she casts Identify on the warhead.
Oh, whew. Okay.
She's like, wait. I've cast Wish before, and that didn't turn out well.
Right, yeah.
Maybe War identifies as they them.
What was that?
I said the warhead identifies as they them.
I can't wait for him to identify now and it's like, yes, you can absorb its power and you get some level 12 spell, then you die 24 hours later from radiation poisoning.
It's gotta be something like that.
Yes, okay, so as the other two are identified and your identify goes off. Alright, so features. So first things first, once attuned, it can't be moved as per se. It's not like disappeared or absorbed. However, it does have the feature to call from another plane. So if you were to put it into a demi-plane or anything like that, or into a different plane, you, anywhere where you are, if you're attuned to it, would be able to, as an action, summon it. You can also use a 1 minute casting to launch it. It will disappear, reappear within 20 miles of its target.
No.
Once within 20 miles of its target, it will activate. It will start flying towards its target. When it hits its target, it rolls a d100, just like a teleportation chart. Whether it's on, near, or miss. Basically, it's got a 6 mile radius, and it does 20 d10 fire damage and 20 d10 radiant damage that is not affected by immunity or resistance.
Jesus.
Well, I know how we're gonna kill the armies.
Yes.
What did the absorb function do? Did it say?
We're getting there. I'm just copy pasting these details in.
That was just firing it. We've got so many more options to do with them yet.
Yeah, we've got loads more options. Keep it as a pet.
Okay.
I love the way we're going to go upstairs and be like, what you want about, Lenny? There were those super weapons.
Alright, so
just a bit of a...
Alright. The absorption function with the identifier, you find out, is very similar to that of a Starlit Stone, but more powerful.
More powerful, you say?
More powerful, yes. It permanently gives you a 10th level spell slot.
Oh!
And also gives you an extra attunement slot.
Yes, suck it up.
And it says it lasts here for 100 years.
It lasts for 100 years.
Yeah, so for an elf,
I'm not living that long.
for an elf, it's like 1/6 of their life or whatever.
Elsef looks a bit disappointed though. That's nothing. 100 years. Yeah, what do we give Macy one? That's the question. Because Chester is gonna slot in again. That's a waste of a 10th level spell slot.
Yeah, unless she attunes and hides it and gives it to him, but that's very much a meta game.
Bearing in mind, you remember the rules of rules of Mistress still apply. You may have the spell slot, but you can't cast 10th level spells. So,
No.
yeah.
That's clear.
Which
Isn't that low? Wasn't the Starlit Stone an 11th level spell slot?
Yeah, it's stronger, but only by like.
Yeah.
Also, that does mean yes, you could use the 10th level spell slot if you had wish to replicate a spell of 9th level or lower instead of just 8th level or lower.
I mean, this is very useful.
Rocket's getting ideas like, ooh.
He had a chance to come too, but you'd rather be with Magwin in the bar somewhere.
Okay, we are not attuning to these just yet. I do think we should have a party vote on this.
The issue of a party vote.
Weirdly, also, with Identify, you find there's a recall function. It will just return back to its basic function, which you know is not this planet.
Oh yeah, we're not doing that.
No, that's bullshit. The issue of having a party vote is now is I feel like has Linearos gone and told the council now and swarming this place? We need to like do this snappy. I feel like.
Well, I know that my Linearos is gonna spoil my fun somehow, and I will not get to blow up an army.
That's why I think we do shit now.
Okay, I have an idea. And it's forming in my head as we speak. Let's go knock on Linearos' door and grab Olwyn now, before calling a council meeting. Let's not tell him where we're going. Let's bring him down here, show him the weapons, and tell him that the functions are as follows. But one of us should attune to one now. I think that should be you.
I also think that should be me. Thank you.
That way we have a guarantee that one of these things is going to be ours and ours alone between now and the time that we get back with the other two. If Linearos then decides to tell the council and sharpen his pencil for whatever reason, then that's his prerogative.
Well, basically, if I attune to it now and we don't tell them about the signet ring, they can't unattune me because they can't.
Exactly. Well, you could always attune and absorb. It doesn't look like that's a reversible process.
Do we have to attune to it here, or can we just attune to it from anywhere if we've got that ring?
No, it looks, and it looks like the moment you've got the ring and you unlock the terminal, it stays unlocked. So you'd have to relock it before leaving.
But once you've done that, with all due respect, give me that ring. That way we've got some safeguards. It's like I'm holding the biscuit and you've got the football.
What?
The ring.
Can you be trusted not to blabbermouth about the ring?
I'm sure I can be.
Give me
it to Makra.
I'll have the ring.
I do think that Makra is selfish enough to not tell anyone about the ring.
I don't want. I want us all to absorb these now and not tell anyone else about them.
Did no one, as an FYI out of game thing, did no one get my reference of biscuit and football? I was really clever.
That was like 2 levels too British for me.
It's not even British, it's American. Does no one get it?
It includes the word biscuit. How is it not British?
The biscuit is the codes that the president keeps in his pocket for the nuclear launch.
And
the football is the briefcase that launches it.
I did not get that, no.
Okay, so before we spend more time on this, Elsif attunes to 1.
Alright, so you spend the entire hour down there attuning, yeah?
Yeah, and then we move up, and Makra gets the ring for now.
Alright, the moment you attune and you finish, and if everyone lets this happen, you feel a surge of power through you. Like, a ridiculous surge. Like, everything you touch now feels energized.
Thanos snap.
Yeah, okay, so, I'm going to whisper you something. Yeah, Thanos snap. Bam! Gone.
Yeah.
And I mind Elsif to the Void Soul is like, and you thought about linking me.
This side effect that they do, really, I don't really think it affects elves. But I'll send it to you now.
Are you good?
We'll see, I haven't gotten the whisper yet. Elsif's eyes just glow with the void light of the Void Soul, you know?
Why did we let her absorb it when she's got that fucking evil thing in it? God,
no. I just realised that would definitely affect you a little bit more. Well, there's that one. But, yeah, the Void Soul inside gets a proper, like, Revenant voice line from Apex. Just suddenly he's like, Skinback! This is why I chose you!
Tag team power. You're energized. Yeah, this is great.
I mean, it's very similar to what you get anyway for being an elf, but is the side effect of being like that.
Cool. And then we move upstairs and we close all the secret compartments behind us.
Wait. Ring, please.
Oh yeah, Elsa already handed it to Macro.
Okay, good.
Hide it in your hair somewhere.
Now
Don't
you're
lose
attuned.
it, Macro.
Now you're attuned to it. You know where it is constantly, as if you've got a locate object spell on.
Oh, I have a nuke button. It's so funny.
Yeah, you just literally got. You can literally call it to you.
I think the funniest part is that Elsa could just attune to 4 nukes and just spend 4 rounds nuking stuff.
Well, it wouldn't. It would be 4 minutes, but yes.
So, not that this is unsettling anyway, but you guys go grab Olwyn. I don't know, tell him there's some power in it for him. I'll go knock on Laniros's door until he comes out and shouts at me.
Oh, you want our own council meeting before the council meeting?
Well, I think that's probably the best play, and even if we have a council meeting at all, but they're going to want a piece of this pie, right?
That is very true.
Laniros.
Owen left the Moonlit Shield, didn't he?
Laniros.
Owen wasn't at the Moonlit Shield.
No, yeah, you didn't come with us. Did you say we was going to go to his dad's place sleep, right?
No, if depending on how much you quizzed him, he said he was going to a bathhouse.
To a bath?
Yeah, how do you guys not have sending stones and stuff? I'm sure you make them, like, you must shit them in your sleep.
Well, Elsef gave your dad and you one. Elsef can knock one out in a day, but she never made
That's why I
any.
don't understand. Why did you give the 2 people that can cast sending stones?
Because she wanted us to
and
do
not the
it.
people that can't cast sending.
Yeah, we really could do one of them. Maybe make one when we get back, you twat.
You know that me and Guardia have been sending messages all the
Elsef
time.
is a lazy crafter. She procrastinates. She's not gonna make anything unless she has, like... Macro, do you know where the bathhouse... Oh, why am I asking you this?
Yes.
Just, like, goes to... we go to the closest bathhouse to Guandia's store, I guess. I assume Owen has, like, a favorite bathhouse.
Does Macro know if that's the nicest one? Because he'll just say where the nicest one is instead.
I mean, yeah, you can go to the nicest bathhouse.
Yeah, because I feel like he's more likely to be there rather than the closest one. But actually, is the closest one of an acceptable standard? Or is it a shitty one, the closest one?
One moment, let me roll dice. Yeah, the closest one's pretty shit.
Yeah, I'll go to the nicer, the second closest one then, which is nicer.
Alright, the second closest one is... Yeah, much better. As you approach... As you approach the steamy tower, a bathhouse of quite lavish look, you see it's got a carpeted interior, and as you walk in, a scantily clad Triton woman welcomes you in, and she hands free towels out. Have you already collected Laniros, or...?
No, Macy's job is to collect Laniros.
Alright, and then she hands towels out, and she says, "How long will you be staying? Will you require companionship?"
We're just grabbing a teenage boy and then leaving.
Oh my god, I'm dying!
Oh dear.
Oh, you've ended the poor lad.
What is wrong with you?
And his whole career as a brick streamer.
Oh, it's worth it. Right, so try and let it.
For charisma.
Are you there? Just tell me if you're at the steamy tower.
I think Macrol's assessment is pretty decent. He probably wouldn't go to the shit one, and if there's one reasonably close that's decent, it's probably where he'd be.
Yeah, okay.
so good.
I've got snot. I'm laughing so hard. Right, okay. I need to... game face. As you say that, she says, I think I know who you're talking about, and disappears and retrieves Owen.
Owen, put some clothes on.
You don't have to bash me. It's better to be good. I was enjoying myself.
We want you.
No, don't say anything. We are no public bathhouse, Makra. We are calling a group meeting with Laniras. And Elsa touches Owen's arm and lets some of the arcane energy in her search through them, so he gets an idea of what's.
Yeah.
He gets a magical reaction.
Oh God, stop it!
He's in that bath towel as well.
Fine. It seems important. Let me get dressed. I'll be a minute.
I suppose music keeps getting fucking louder.
No, not really. You can turn it down.
I will get dressed.
Alright.
Follow them out.
And so Maisie, you're heading to the Laniras' chambers.
Just continually knocking. Laniras.
Yeah, so until they get here, of course, some time has passed.
Mhm.
So I would like
hours.
to go through the stuff that Maisie gave me.
Yes. Okay. So you've got comprehend languages, haven't you? So you would be able to basically discern what is said, like the prophecy calling upon the Avatar giving corporeal form to the King in Yellow. You study it for a while, and then you realise that there is, as Maisie said, a teleportation circle in the centre. The teleportation circle looks strange though, and after some study, I need you to make an intelligence check. You can make it Arcana if you actually have proficiency, sorry.
Of course.
That is not a teleportation circle that is on this plane. That is a gate.
Okay.
That is a gate, and you quickly realise that's a gate to the far realm.
Interesting. No. Okay, so teleportation circle actually has to be on the same plane. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I learn it in a similar way so that in case I get the spell that will allow me to travel that way, I could go there eventually?
Yeah, it does. It looks like it will require the use of the gate spell to get there. But it looks like, you can copy these runes down in case you get a scroll of gate, or you make a scroll of gate or anything like that. It looks like the more you stare at these runes, the more you begin to feel a presence in the room, and you keep turning to look towards the curtains where they're slightly drawn, keeping out that harsh afternoon sun, and you feel like the shadows are crawling and moving and writhing in different corners of your chambers. That you're just feeling slightly paranoid. And when you look away from the scroll and take a drink, rehydrate, think on something different, that darkness seems to fade from the room.
Okay.
And you're smart enough and wise enough to know that is a palpable arcane effect. It wasn't just you feeling the anxiety. You were being affected by something. Yeah.
Okay. We'll take some copies of that just to have it. I'll make 2 copies, one for me and one for the the library. Or
can I have an Arcana check as you do it?
Yeah.
Alright, so it takes you 30 minutes on the first one, and as you look at it and look at the next one, you have failed to copy it. And you realise there's something about the ink used in the original that creates a specific effect. And no matter how much you look around your ink and your supplies, you don't have it available. You can't quite tell what it is.
Okay. If I cast Identify on the original, can I find out what?
Okay, so good.
So I'll take 10 more minutes and just identify them.
Yep. You realise, and with the Identify spell, and you're investigating it, that it's stitched together, the vellum. Made from 9 different flesh from different species. And the actual writings are in the 9 different blood types of the different species.
Nice. Okay, not copying
Right.
that.
And I think you can tell what 9 species I'm talking about.
Well, for now, just keeping that somewhere safe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once it's done, I actually probably leave my chambers, leaving them to probably find the chambers empty. Because I will go and eventually tell the guards, or ask the guards where they've gone.
Alright, yeah, so let's take an extended study session when the door knocks.
No, I was gonna finish, go and ask the guards where they've disappeared to.
Yeah, you've been studying for what, like an hour now?
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Maybe an hour, a couple hours, because I identify a couple of languages, then the 30 minutes to copy, the original studying. So you would, just for sake of the fact that you would meet Maisie around about that time.
Okay. So open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh. Hello. I need you, please.
What for?
So, Elzef has attuned to a cylinder we found in the basement and can now destroy the city with the flick of a finger. Yes, I thought you'd like that.
And what do you need me for currently?
So follow me. I'm going to show you to a place where we're all going to meet. We're going to have a little chat, but we're not going to tell the council yet. Are you okay with that?
You've told me what you're going to do, but what exactly do you need me for still? What's the plan here?
Well, I think mutual respect from our party extends to you as an Entangled member, and I think that their moral compasses are pointing in the direction of you being able to have a piece of the proverbial pie.
Right.
Because the pie is bigger than just one cylinder, and the pie tastes like 10th level magic.
Right, yes. I would suggest if you want to have conversations like this more often, you work on your metaphors, but I'll come with you.
Right you are. I mean, I could just let one of the other 6 individuals that are jumbling around my head take over, and they'll do a better job of it, I'm sure, but then everyone in this whole place will know within the space of 30 seconds exactly what's hiding under. Just follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
She leads into the room, but not to the secret bit, and waits for the other 3.
Alright, cool.
You know, I've always wanted this alone time with you.
Why is that?
Just, you seem like a man of refinement, that's all.
Thanks, I guess.
How'd you straighten your hair?
I don't, actually.
Fair enough. And then I can imagine it just like passing in that kind of silence until they get here. Like she's looking increasingly more and more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you hear like someone complaining about gnolls descending the stairs.
Oh, thank God! We're out here.
Oh, Lanira's, hey.
Hello.
We've had so much fun together.
I imagine.
So will you finally tell me what exactly is going on?
Yes, Arcane Warheads, 4.
Right.
You know that thing that blew up Thebor? We got 4.
3.
Well, I've already called dibs on one of them, so yeah, there's 3 to debate on.
Right, so that's why you feel different.
Oh yeah, that's why I can do the whole...
I forgot.
Rocket.
Rocket. Sorry, total win. Yeah, she does look like glowing. Like she's got veins of pure weave running through her. I forgot that you see that kind of shit. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. The mana soul inside of you kind of hums in harmony with Elzef's entity now. As you get closer, the mana soul inside you kind of hums with power, as if at any moment you could overload with arcane energy.
So, what exactly have you done with this warhead?
I've attuned to it, which lets me shoot it at something.
Right. Okay.
They take-
Sounds dangerous.
Macy
need some-
and I, Macy with far less contribution than I obviously, have deduced that you can attune to these to shoot them at stuff, or absorb these to gain more arcane power permanently. In your human case, it only lasts 100 years, but truth be told, I don't think you're gonna make it to like 60. You live a very dangerous lifestyle.
Yes, and you need me to read it, and you need someone else who isn't someone who's attuned to it, but is also part of our three-party system to activate it. It's like the triumvirate. 3 biscuits.
Right, and is that what you've done? You've absorbed it, and that's why you're now...
No, I'm only attuned.
Like
I
this.
haven't absorbed it yet.
I see. So, it's potentially more power than
Oh,
what I currently see.
yeah, you're sounding like a junkie right now, but yeah.
Just like to get a grasp for what we're talking about here.
Now, if we tell this about the boring council of New Mokhul City, they're gonna use this to solve their war issue. Which doesn't make you permanently more powerful, so I think it would be far more fun to absorb these.
Correct. Probably should keep one to destroy the oncoming army, but absorbing them does sound a lot more fun.
You know, historically, the Neferese had weapons that other civilizations would have definitely categorized as super weapons, and look what happened to them. They were fucked. So maybe it would doing them a good service, not by telling them.
I've just had an even better idea. Why don't we keep one as well, and possibly make more? So that's
I'll be
something
honest with you.
your wheelhouse, as if like finger scopes Elsef.
Does Elsa feel like she could make one of these in Makra's lifetime?
Okay, so bit of metagame knowledge just to annoy you all, but as well just to let you know what happened. You feel like such intricate magic, such powerful magic is beyond you. A civilization on this planet doesn't have the capability of creating them. However,
I mean, we don't have
Out
cult
of
level
game.
magic, right? So
out of game, Lantix has the blueprints and ran off with them. Ha
Obviously.
Yeah, he found them just before you fought the underwater Illithid and then rescued Anna. They were in his workshop where the radiation was.
Yeah, you see, we do have a teleportation circle exactly to them, though.
I don't know about
Knowledge.
So, basically, Makra, this is like magic that's beyond the weave currently on this planet.
That's a nuisance.
Unless you, like, revive Mistra's avatar and ask her really nicely to make our weave more powerful, I don't think I'll be making one of these.
That's annoying. You know, the other thing that we just discovered as well is, I don't know if any of you really ever met him properly. I guess you saw him in passing. You know him anyway. Lantix. That one that could like turn into a bugbear and stuff. The one who's working with your dad.
I know Atlantics, yes.
Yeah, he's an alien. You're an alien.
Right.
I think, personally, it's very irresponsible of you to let your father run off with an alien. I just want you to know that. We should really have thought that thoroughly.
He's probably not the strangest man he's run off with, so, you know.
Oh, that got really real. So, Arcane Warheads.
I do agree with the council perhaps not fully aligning with what we're trying to achieve, but well, I think we do need to take into consideration that we might need to keep some spares indeed in case worse comes to worse.
Yeah, it's really
They're
not.
probably quite safe where they are, seeing as everyone who knows their location is in this room, and not everyone in this room even knows their location.
Aren't we in the chambers where they are?
No, we're in
No, we're
the room.
Oh, I thought that's where we had the meeting.
We're in the antechamber above Moria.
Yeah, or Moria-like.
So do you actually have, like, an understanding of what will happen if you absorb this warhead?
Yeah. Well, you've seen the Starlet. Have you seen me use the Starlet Stone? Were you there for that when I did the really powerful Cone of Cold?
It's a bloody good question.
I feel like
Was I around for Starlit Stones?
You were not. Xerxes
no,
was.
like, Xerxes was still about.
Yeah, your previous character.
Well, basically, you know, 9th level spells.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, sorry?
You know your most powerful magic.
I know my magics, yes.
What if there was like a step above that permanently for you?
You mean like to go even further beyond?
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Just think, you wouldn't be the mana soul. You would be a super mana soul.
Right, you are. Sounds powerful indeed. Well, that would certainly be useful in the upcoming fight. Can't deny it.
One of these would be useful in the upcoming fight. I don't think we'd need much more past that.
Well, we don't still really know what we're dealing with this King in Yellow, or, you know, Starboy.
You see, actually, I think I might have a little bit of info to share there. I gave it to Laneros earlier, but I realised that I didn't tell all of you. I think our King in Yellow needs a host. So I think he would take corporeal, potentially even humanoid form when he does arrive.
Oh, yes, we know this. Nanny told us about it. Or was you not there at the time? I don't know. Can't remember.
It was
But
either
they
gonna
wanted
be
myself, and if not me, then you.
Right.
Now, I think the third option is the frozen avatar of Mistra.
That seems
Right.
likely, yes.
Since it
So
would
why
have a
don't we
similar
use-
connection to the weave as the mana soul.
I hate to say this, and it goes against every bone in my university range body, but I kind of agree with Elsef. Let's nuke that fucking place.
Well, I wasn't gonna use these nukes to do it. That seems like a
Oh.
waste.
Yeah, it's definitely a waste. There's definitely other ways we can do this.
I came up with the plan way before I even knew about these.
I'm sorry, Laneros, you'll have to excuse my metaphor here, but that's like being given a chip shop when you're hungry and not eating the chips from that shop. Let's blow the fucking place up.
Well,
But we've got a pop shop as well. That's a lot cheaper.
potentially you could probably use the magic you get from that thing to cast Dispel Magic on the bindings of Mistra, get the avatar out, watch it die immediately, and that would solve the issue, and fuck all of your magic. But it would be very funny.
Very few issues, I feel.
Yeah, but it would be very funny.
Your human is rather alien. And Xenaris like jokingly squinting to see if Elsa isn't secretly alien.
You're an alien.
No, she's she's just insane. I honestly was just gonna use, you know, the flight core, the thing you used to stay up when it was still a flying island. I was just gonna see if I could reverse engineer that to blow up.
I wish Chester were here.
What? So he could blow up?
No, he'd know what to do with them.
What? Why does everyone... Okay, who gets a Starlet Stone? I got one. Oh, not Starlet Stone. Nuke.
Well, of course, I would appreciate it, but so would everyone, so there's that.
Are we 100% sure you aren't evil, though? You know, you were, like, groomed to be, like, the avatar of, like, this death that's coming upon us.
And
There
you
is
are a
that.
teenager, so famously, you know,
Rebellious and all
hormone-driven
that.
and rebellious, yeah.
You see, the thing is, like, I was groomed for that, but through my actions, you know, I feel like I've been far less evil than yourselves. I also really wouldn't trust you with it, to be honest, Macra.
Whoa. Unnecessary stones throwing.
I would argue I have not done anything evil.
You literally, like, have an evil entity residing inside you.
Yeah, that is suspicious.
Oh.
I can't this session. You guys are killing me.
Look. I feel like you should cut the Void Soul some slack.
Yes! I'm so powerful now!
Just say that. Yeah, that's not helping your case.
Elsa's eyes glow like purple and she screams that out.
I'd like to start with, I think Laniras, as the most level-headed person, should probably, if he desires, to be one of the first to attune.
He's not even from the city, though.
May I
Neither am
argue that the things Laniras is going to do with this are going to be far more boring and diplomatic than what, say, Macy would do with it.
Laniros, quick,
And
now. Think about it. What are you
That
doing with power?
strengthens my vote for Laniras.
I feel like we are arguing on different bases here.
May I please make a suggestion? And I've been working on this for quite some time. With all due respect, I'm very grateful for what you said there, even if it was a half insult. But I couldn't be trusted. I can't trust my own head at the moment. So I would suggest Laniros, Olwyn, and Elzef all attune, and we keep one in reserve in case. I remain the sole person of our party who can read the script, and therefore, and the other person who I've not yet named, and is the only person not yet named in this arrangement, keeps the safeguard in place to make sure that it's all above board. We become not a triumvirate, but a quintet.
But I'm attuned already. Once you're attuned, you can fire it.
Yeah, I feel like
Well,
I
we're
want
just gonna have-
to shoot as well, kind of. I know I'm not probably the most... I know I spawned evil, but I don't think I'm inherently evil. I know my race
No, then
is.
take it. But every second I am awake, I fight back 6 different personalities at once. I can let them out right now if I wish, and it would relieve some of the pressure, but eventually they're going to pop, and I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 of them would fire it at, I don't know, my mum's house.
Question. Is one of the personalities likable?
In truth, I haven't met them properly, and they're all vying for control even at this very moment, so you can ask them yourself the moment I lose control.
Yeah, I reckon us 4 all tune. We kind of all keep each other in check with the amount of power that we're going to possess from this, I guess. And then we can work from there. Because we don't have to use them if we attune. You can always unattune. It's absorbing. It's the... there's no backsies on. But attuning, at least we've just got plans from there, haven't we?
And you can move it once you've attuned to it, remember?
Yeah. Can you absorb it from anywhere once you're attuned? Or...
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that settles that. We all attune to the things, and then we move to the council meeting.
Let's do
Sure.
that.
So that begs the question, what exactly do you want to do during the council meeting once we've done that?
We take over as council, and we destroy everything that's here! Sorry.
Oh, I just want to okay it with them that I blow up the tomb of Mistra.
Okay. Yeah, so we don't mention, maybe not mention Warheads to them. I feel like they've probably got this place tapped anyway. This place is fully nixoned up to the eyeballs. Probably know all about it now anyway, so let's go do that. Lickety split.
Mixing up to the eyeballs.
So who's attuned into what? I've already got Elzef attuned to 1.
Yeah,
which-
but Elsa, weirdly enough, is also moving to attune to one.
Oh my god! So, okay.
So I think it's Elsef, Macron, and Neros, and Owen each move to 1. Elsef is just gonna absorb 1.
Alright, so,
Yep.
So, Elzef, you're actually going to absorb 1?
Yeah.
Right, we'll get to that in a minute. So, Laniros and Orwin walk up to the other terminals, and using the signet rings, they're unlocked, as well as Macra. And as you begin attuning, you can feel the physical power manifesting inside of you, especially the Neros, when you're so used to study, and this is like raw power that you assume this is what sorcerers feel like when they're casting spells, and it's like a kind of ecstasy, an arcane ecstasy that you've not really got very often being a wizard, using kind of like your studies. And as the power flows through you, your eyes, and Elzef sees this, you see that the Fae in his blood kind of like fights back for a second. You see that the green glow of his eyes then turns white, and you have an opportunity here, Neros, to turn the bomb into something different, just like Hadar did.
Ooh.
Okay.
Like the way that she used her Fae blood. You can turn it into the same sort of weapon that she used. It would make it less powerful, but it would preserve the nature around. It affects only organic beings. And you realise then that's probably what poor Hadar was trying to do. She probably didn't actually care about the life, as in the people of Phoebo, but probably the countryside, which you've seen, and is in pristine condition.
Mm-hmm.
And you realise that it would just preserve the plant life, instead of just absolutely obliterating and incinerating anything it touches.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Do Neros need to make a decision now, or can I do that later? Like, does it feel
Oh
like
yeah,
I
you
can
could
use my power later to do
It
that?
feels
or
like you can use your power later to do that.
Okay. Then, as Neros has one to do, you will think on it a bit.
Okay. Yeah, so we move over to Makra. No, we've got Orwin first. So Orwin, the moment you touch, the Mana Soul reaches out in the little forks of lightning of the weave, and it connects to it, and immediately you feel every kind of cosmic power running through the Arcane Warhead. And you get where it's come from. It's not from this crystal sphere. Something went wrong. It doesn't belong here. And you feel that the others may not have felt this, but this thing has a life force. It's alive. As in, whoever created it stored energies from all of the planes in here. So there's like elemental forces abound, all kind of mixing and moving. And currently, they don't touch. But you know that the moment you activate it and you use it, that's what sets off the chain reaction.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. The Mana Soul inside you is taking in the information, and as you finish attuning for like the first time, it opens a communication line with you, and you hear a voice, very light, kind of angelic, choir-like voice. Alwyn. And
Hello?
you realise as you speak back, it's more telepathic than it is physical.
Mm-hmm.
And she begins to explain, this is dangerous.
I can see that. How dangerous are we talking?
Very. I'm connected to her. Do not use the Arcane Warhead on her.
Right. It's safe to absorb it.
It is safe for us to hold it at bay, yes. An absorption would increase your power.
Well, if that's a safer way, it helps us still. You can control it, then prepare yourself. It's coming.
She is encased in celestial armor of her own accord. This warhead will crack it.
Oh, that's one. Yeah. Okay.
There are other methods.
Sure. Do you know what they are?
A powerful spell can release someone from it. Or multiple mages using their power and sacrificing their life can break it.
What kind of powerful spell? Would we have that power if we were to absorb this?
Very similar to the way that your friend freed Maisie.
Like the scrolls.
Yep. You get kind of an acknowledgement.
Very well. Good to finally speak to you, by the way.
I tend to keep my distance. I am neither good nor evil, and I do not try interrupting your decisions. That is not for me to decide what you do with your life. Gwandia helped me before, and he based most of his decisions solely on what he thought that I would want. He was good man, but even against my judgment, he moved me to you. I just hope that you live up to your father's name.
Me too. He was a good man. He's a good man. Wherever he may be.
I'm happy that he is gone, free from the devastation coming to this place.
Do you know anything of this creature that's coming?
I do not. It is bomb. The far realm is beyond my knowledge.
Well, I hope we can work together to resolve it.
If you need me, you can ask.
Thank you. I'll be absorbing the warhead now, so prepare yourself.
It is not me who will need to be prepared.
Right you are.
And Macra. So the experience is totally different from you. The experience you get with attuning isn't much, really. You're looking around the room as people, and you see everyone's intensely focused. Maisie is probably doing her own thing, but Lineros has this look of like he's flight or fight on him as he's intensely concentrating on the warhead. Alwyn has his eyes rolled back in his head. His fucking eyes are glowing white like the Avatar. And you can see his mouth muttering, like moving, and he's muttering something beneath his breath. And as you look towards the warhead, you get none of that as you attune. You just kind of feel a slight tingle. And then it's as you finish that there's a woof, that kind of punch in your gut, that adrenaline on the battlefield that forces you forward, that keeps you going. It's kind of like being in a permanent rage, as when you were empowered by the God King. That sense of power, that sense of growth and strength, and then it fades, and then all that magic comes to you.
You'll like try and tap his ancestral ancestors, see if they've ever come anything close to this.
Yeah, and you see a line of them, a line of bugbears, including your father, Chask, appear, and they all now glow with physical magic. All have veins of the weave running through them.
Is it like Avatar? You're just looking down and just seeing your generations down to the right, and you're just like, shit. Right, let's not fuck this up then, eh?
Okay, so, as this is all done, Elzef, you were the first. You were going to absorb the one that you'd attuned to, right? And as you... Okay, you're muted, by the way. And as you lay your hand out, and then bring it back, and look, you see the kind of elemental energy inside the arcane warhead kind of like being siphoned out. And it's at that last moment where there's a flash of light in front of your vision. Sense of euphoria. Fall to one knee as the air is driven from you. And as you stand back up, there's a new sense of power running through your veins. Sort of creative, like thaumaturgy, like an energy. Yeah, you get an extra attunement slot and a 10th level spell slot.
Elza's just standing in the middle of the room cackling.
Like, I can imagine that, actually.
That's unnerving.
Purple eyes turned on.
I agree.
Having a blast.
Inside, you do hear the Void Soul go, what? Where'd it go?
Oh, he doesn't have access to it. That's a shame.
What? You hear him go, Elzef! Get your damn elvish skin back! He's not happy. We had so much power at our fingertips, and you absorbed it? gone! Empty! Thrown to the far realm! You idiot!
Well, it's not gone, it's mine.
Could have taken more.
Oh, we will.
We could have taken that multicolored eyed bitch. Could have killed her. Taken more for ourselves. Could have become the seed soul.
Well, that doesn't seem to be a very pleasant ambition.
You won't. Ugh. And he just goes like kind of like a teenage tantrum.
Well, he'll get around to it. Else if he'll find a new fun thing.
The void soul has just made me realise that if one of us had come down here first, they could have attuned and absorbed the first two to get 2 extra attunement slots, and then just attuned to the last 2 and had 2 permanent 10th level spell spots, and just become a god king themselves, and then derail the entire campaign.
Yeah, you could have tried to attune to 2 and absorb 2, and then you would have seen what happened.
Yeah, bad raw kitty lips.
I was briefly considering it.
After careful consideration, Daenerys also absorbs his.
Yeah, and for a moment, the Fae inside you and the energy from this destructive force mingle into one peaceful core. Core. I don't know why I cawed like a bird then, but the core, like a yin yang inside of your soul. And then you finished attuning, and Lyris, you've got a more peaceful transition than the others, as it just settles. Do you absorb or do you just keep it?
Yeah, I absorb.
Yeah, and there's a moment when it hits you. Almost reminds you of when Chadnir was hit by your wall of force on a moving train. And then as you open your eyes and you see Elzef, I don't know, mingling with Maisie maybe, you look around the room. For a brief moment, the weave lights up and ripples like neurons in a brain, the electricity running through it. And you get a 10th level spell slot and an extra attunement slot.
Very good. Then question, how will I add the 10th level spell? Should I just put a 9th level in and...
Yeah, no,
Roll
so
it down,
it's
or-
going to have to be a feature, isn't it, that you just copy your...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that restores on a long rest or something. And then Alwyn, I'm assuming you're absorbing?
I am, of course.
Alright. And there's a moment where you feel like there's a force inside you being pushed aside as you absorb. As if the mana soul that's inside of you is giving way. Like a line of... Like to use the metaphor that you know, of an army being charged at. It's just giving way slightly and just lets them flow in. And as you open your eyes, you see, like Laniros did, the weave around you light up and flow. And as it does, you realise it like reaches out and touches you, and it's like static electricity all over your body. And for a moment, you feel ultimately powerful until the magic settles and disappears, and you now have a 10th level spell slot and an extra attunement slot.
Lovely.
And for Macra, are you keeping yours?
Macron's going to keep all of it for now, I think. He might absorb later. We're going to see if we're successful at Mistra's tomb yet and destroying that, because he might still need this to throw a fucking attacking army yet, or he'll keep it for now.
Alright, and now that this scene is over, we're going to go ahead and take a 5 to 10 minute break and be right back.
Oh,
Well, fuck it, we're back. I hope you're ready. So, just in the darkness underneath the moonlit shield, the party has absorbed, well, some members of the party has absorbed arcane warheads, granting them near godlike powers. Powers that people on this planet, on this existence, haven't seen in some time. Some would say a millennia or two. And they stand there in the darkness with their newfound power. The stage is yours.
Oh, you absorbed it, Linares. I knew you had some fun in you.
Seems better that way than leaving up the chance of destruction.
So,
Exactly.
How does the mana soul feel about absorbing it? The void soul wasn't a big fan.
Far better than leaving it to be used as a warhead.
I feel like both options were equally fun, really. I just didn't hate those people enough to blow them up.
Your point.
Which is... I still want to blow them up, though. Just not enough to use a warhead.
Yeah, you see, I don't really see any of it as fun, to be honest. My idea of fun was earlier in the day, and this is really quite an inconvenience that I'd just like to see behind me. Then I can actually go back to having fun.
Is that what you were doing in the bathhouse?
Yes. I find it very relaxing.
It did seem like a mixed bathhouse.
Yes, it is a mixed bathhouse.
Oh, so it's like both genders in one big tub, not separate tubs.
Well, there's a communal tub, and then there's also separate men and women if you desire to be, alone.
Oh,
Alone,
I just
but,
wasn't sure how much of Gwandia was in you.
Fuck's sake, Adrian! Oh my god, what's wrong with you tonight? What is wrong with you tonight?
I don't believe I have any of my father's persuasions, if that's what you mean. But I haven't really had any persuasions at all, to be honest, other than pursuing, the magics that I know.
Wow.
Oh!
You really are in Lanier's no fun basket sometimes.
Oh my god, I just realised something. All of
Mage
you,
Hand can be quite fun.
everyone but Macron and obviously Maisie. So, Alwyn, Laneros, and Elzef just go, Anna!
Oh, we remember that she's dead.
Yeah.
I'll cast Tree Resurrection.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Seriously?
Yep.
Let me check the spell, because she's on a different plane, technically.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Don't we still have the thing to go to that plane, even though I would
Yeah.
advise against going there?
No, it doesn't say anything about... Doesn't say anything about being on a different plane.
No.
it does say you touch a creature, though.
Ah, yeah.
Later on, it says the spell can even provide a new body.
Oh, nice.
You just speak the creature's name, and then it appears in unoccupied
does?
space you choose within 10 feet of you.
Holy shit.
I imagine it actually, like, in true on one side, you just go, Anna! And that's like the casting.
So yeah, you begin literally pulling spells from the weave, and as you do, upcasting a wish spell, I'm assuming, to then duplicate any spell 9th level or lower.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Outstanding.
As you cast it, there's a brief moment where in front of you, you know that scene from The Watchmen with Dr. Manhattan when he's put back together, like over the course of many weeks, where he's like literally a skeletal structure, and then a muscle structure, and then like the body. That happens, and Anna stands in front of you.
Maybe she hasn't got a blue deck.
And she looks around the room. She looks at the darkness. And she walks over to you, Owen. And she backhands you.
Ow.
You let me die, and you all forgot about me.
You weren't that interesting.
There's
Fuck
no way
you!
she knows about that.
I think this boy here got got all the power in the wave, and the first thing he did was think with his dick and bring you back, so you shouldn't be slapping him. And like a moment after he said he only thinks about magic. What a liar.
She looks towards you and goes, has it been your birthday yet?
I assume it has. As I say, we didn't really know. We just kind of picked a day, so yes.
I'm however old you want me to be, baby.
Duh. She goes, can't believe it. That thing ate me. Literally ate me alive. I screamed next to you, and you all ignored me.
Suspiciously, the only reason he brought you back was
But you don't even remember her. You don't even know who she is.
Pardon? Who the fuck are you?
What?
Yeah, I'm with him. Who's this bitch?
Oh, it's one of Chester's side pieces.
She what?
Anna goes, that's not true. Not true at all.
Yeah, you sort this out. I have a council meeting to attend to. And
You
I
know-
now goes up the stairs.
You were on
Yeah.
fire, Adrian.
And now she just watches Elsa's leave. It's like,
Bitch.
you do?
That is not
When
true.
that-
Maisie, we met before.
Okay.
We went to Ruin together.
Was I me then? Or was I someone else or something else?
Probably you had several different personalities.
Right. Hello. Yes. Vague recollection, actually. Pleasure to meet you. Maisie Gainsborough. And then she, like, kind of pulls her in and just teensy whisper in her ear. I find out you've touched him. You're sliced, too. You're dead, do you understand me?
She pushes you back. Me and Chester are nothing. We were
Whoa.
We were crewmates.
Hey.
Look.
I believe you. I believe you.
Uh,
And I would never, ever miscommune that Chester would be unfaithful. And, look, we can be friends. We're the only real girls. She looks up at Elsa. Like,
Elsif is just laughing her way up the stairs.
So she turns and she's like, Owen, I'm sorry for hitting you. Thank you so much for bringing me back.
It's fine. I'm sorry that we forgot you. Didn't really have a choice in that. Otherwise, I would have done something sooner.
That creature was horrible.
I can only imagine.
The entire town was under its effect. They couldn't see it. It was walking amongst them.
Is it still there?
Must be.
Should probably deal with that at some point.
Look,
Nuke it. Let's go.
I thank you. And she grabs hold of both your hands. She says, I have lost my spell book and all my belongings, though. I will have to head home. Will you come with me?
Sure. I think I probably should. There's things to catch you up on in the meantime.
Oh, okay, yes. Well, Longinia, I guess. Longinia.
Sure. Oh, no, I think I can do it. Unless I don't have your spell book. But you still
What?
know you prepared spells at least,
Yes,
so...
but what about the teleportation circle in Elzeth's workshop?
Yeah, it burnt down, but there's one at Gwandir's.
Burned down? I helped make
I
that!
don't know why.
I helped design it!
It's gone, I'm afraid. As I say, there's a lot to catch you up on, so we'll use the one at Gwandir's.
Oh, at least Gwandia's isn't burnt down.
No, but he has left to another planet, so
What?
there's a lot to catch you up on.
Yes. She's. Oh. Yeah, she just looks absolutely bewildered, and as you lead her away, like she just looks around. She goes, "Where are we?" She's like totally confused where she is.
I'll explain. Someone take this, and I'll give him the sending stone to the party. Like, if something happens, call me.
Here's my number.
Yep, I'll take it.
Okay, and you all walk out, and the moment you step into the moonlit shield, she goes, "Oh, yes, I know where we are." Ah. And then it goes quiet for a second. She goes, "How's Frank?"
Frank died, right?
No, Frank's alive.
No, Frank's still
Frank's
chilling with the
alive?
kid.
He's making cookies for them. He's like that bitch.
Yeah, he's that bitch.
Yeah. I believe he's now kind of become some. I don't want to degrade him by saying, like, a cook or something to Makrar's children. Maybe an honor guard. He's part of the Seer's retinue. Let's call him that.
Oh, he's still at the observatory. Okay.
He is, yes.
That's... yeah, oh, okay. Or conservatory, I was never quite sure. It was both, I think.
Oh, I also have the ability to use the conservatory's power as well now. That's useful.
Wait, what? You mean like the thing that Chester did?
Yes, in a way. A bit more localized to myself. I don't have the vision of the observatory, but I have the ability to call its power.
Oh, you scared me then.
Yeah, no, I won't be doing a Chester. Don't worry about that.
Well, many of our friends died for that, so look after it. Kyrie, Quasar, you know, they all perished.
They did, and maybe they can be brought back as well. But there's more pressing things, unfortunately, before that. Maybe there'll be time in between, I hope.
Yeah, something you should really be caught up on is that, well, he's growing up. He called Dodath a pussy. That was quite fun.
He called who? A what? You mean the Mad King?
Mm-hmm.
You've met him?
Yeah.
He's here?
Not here. It
How
was
long-
near Thebo.
How long have I been dead? And she looks at you and goes, you still look 15.
I was never 15. Well, I obviously was 15, but I was 17 when we were talking. And, yeah, my birthday, so I guess I'm 18 now, but, yeah. It's been, what? 2 months? Asking for a GM hint here?
Well, since you went to Ruin.
Yeah,
It's been
or
about 6
when she
weeks.
died.
Yeah, it's been about
6 weeks.
yeah.
About 6 weeks.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad. I spent longer than that under the water dead. You know, I've died 3 times now.
It's quite an achievement.
You
Just
always,
don't make it a habit of that.
you always seem to bring me back. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're a good friend.
First time was the worst.
I don't think I actually knew what happened the first time.
Me and a friend, an illithid. Never trust an illithid.
No, I probably
Shit,
wouldn't, to
yeah.
be fair.
Yeah, I tried to steal his scroll.
I could see why that would get you killed.
Nuts.
So, in that case, it was the illithid that shouldn't have trusted you?
Yeah, but it's an illithid.
Oh, yes, I get that. I'm just...
I hate that.
You see that Daenerys' hair color has changed to his brighter summer colors again. And he's suddenly in a different mood.
I hate him.
Yeah, she looks at you and goes, dye your hair? I like it this colour. Anyway, let's go to Longinia.
Sure.
Yeah. And she begins casting right there on the Gardens of the Moonlit Shield. And cast Teleportation Circle.
Alright, I'll go and catch up with Elseth, who's bound to get herself into trouble.
Yeah. So we've got...
Probably off to nuke the council.
So, what is Maisie and Makral doing while Elzef heads to the council with Laniros?
Well, Maisie would go to the council meeting if she was allowed.
Okay, yeah.
Because Daenerys told her just that morning that she wouldn't be allowed there, and now she's got a massive smug smile on her face as she walks into the next one.
Yeah, Makral's going to go as well.
Alright, yeah, let me write this down. In the meeting...
Told me I wasn't welcome, didn't you? Found a big fucking nuclear weapon, didn't I?
Which still does not make you welcome in the council meeting.
I'm on my way now, aren't I?
You might think you are. But hey,
Says
let's
it in
see.
the
If you
game-
want to
it says it
embarrass
in the
yourself,
game
go
chat.
for it.
Right, you are?
Right, okay, so as the 4 of you head to the council meeting's chambers, and Alwyn and Anna head to Longinia, I think we've had a busy enough session today. I think I'm going to end it there a little bit early for our usual sessions, but a lot has happened, and I need to make some notes. I need to figure out what's going to happen next. So we'll go ahead and end that there with some craziness and some good RP today. And for that, I'm going to also award you all a inspiration point, and also increase your maximum inspiration to 5.
Oh, you fucker.
Yeah, we're getting to the high level endgame now. We need that stuff. Anyway,
Fucks me inspiration.
we'll be back next week, of course, same time.